So, my name is Irene, for those who don't know me. I am Italian. I'm tuning in from Nairobi at the moment, and I am a sales trainer. Today, we are going to touch one of the topics that seems to be quite challenging for a lot of salespeople, which is closing. And I can understand that very well because it has been for me one of the most challenging too. And how did I get to this topic? Is because I sent a survey in different platform, and I asked which was one challenge that was on the way to achieve greater sales results. So here is the reason of the topic. So we want to learn how to improve our confidence in sales and in closing. I also would like to let you know that this class is gonna last around 90 minutes, more or less. It depends also on how interactive it's gonna be. So I hope you have time to stay till the end. I'm gonna launch a poll because I'd love to learn more about who you are and what's your relationship with sales. This will allow me to connect better with you. So now the next step is gonna be launch the poll. I would love to know whether you love sales, whether you hate it, or whether it's just okay. What is your relationship with it? Okay. So I can see more people are answering. Okay. Oh, there is a good percentage of people who say it's okay. They're a bit indifferent to it. Go, please, please. I need more people to answer. But otherwise, I can see there is a smaller percentage of people who don't like it. Okay, you're still voting. Fantastic. 100% answered. So let me end the poll. So I can see there is a mixed audience in terms of relationship you have with sales. And the next step, which I have for you, is why do you have this relationship? I would like you to write in the chat what's the reason why you love it, or why you hate it, or why you are so indifferent. If you can write it in the chat, then I can read it. Perfect. Hi, Bernard. You really enjoy. Yes, I would like to know the reason. And Catherine says because she loves connecting with people. I understand that very well, Catherine. What is making you love or hate sales? Or maybe being different, because maybe you don't see any don't much, or you don't enjoy it too much. You hate because I don't feel comfortable. Okay, Sabrina, you don't feel comfortable. The joy of offering solutions to clients. Excellent, Bernard. And then we have Frida, convincing people is hard. And I agree with you, Frida. Convincing people is like wanting to force them to do something they don't want to do. So that sounds really hard. Lucia, hello, you're from Kampala. Oh, beautiful. Uganda is my first African home. And you're a reservation officer. Okay. Nancy, you enjoy because I was taught how it works and you hated it before. All right, so there was a shift in your perspective. Charles, sales is hard because the result is ultimate, getting cash. Also, many people associate you with disturbance and pressing them. And that's very true. So let's see if we can change a bit this perspective. And the perspective of the others will change only if you change your own one. Davide, I love connecting to people and bring value to them through sustainable related projects. The people bit. Drake, I like sales, it generates income. Yes, there is that aspect of money, but sometimes I fear negative feedback. Drake, we are gonna touch the aspect of fear. Lucy, don't enjoy too much because I'm uncertain of the reaction. We are gonna touch this topic today as well, Lucy. Joyce, I'm okay with sales. It's all about inviting. So I love this concept. I'm a great bargainer, and definitely because Kenyans, all of you are like this. However, I don't like it with someone drives it too hard a bargain on me. Okay, Susan, I find clients indifferent even when after listening, almost like you have been talking to a stone. Oh my God, Susan. My question is, are you talking to the right people? Teresa, I have no confidence facing people. We're gonna talk about that, Teresa. Ruth, I enjoy the connection and agreement that my product is needing, solving a problem. Another problem solver here in the audience. Kathy, I feel that I'm bothering someone. I know the feeling, Kathy. And Milka, I don't love or hate it. It just gets frustrating when I don't close or get taken in circles by clients. Yes, you don't really know whether they are for a yes or for a no. Peter, sales opens your mind and view of life. Yes, Peter. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. Probably with all this sharing, the presentation is going to take a bit longer, but the whole purpose is for you to get value out of it. And I really believe that the interaction generates value, not only for me as a teacher, but also for you that you are in the class. Okay, so I've understood, and let's move into the topic. 3 aspects about closing, how we can improve closing. This is the topic of today. I was looking at finding a way how we can improve confidence, and I put myself as the first person in that position because I really found closing very hard at the beginning of my sales career. So we're gonna look at the emotional aspect. How do I feel when I close? And I can see sorry, somebody's calling me, and I can see that there are a lot people in the chat. They are afraid maybe of the consequence of the reaction. So we're gonna touch on this. When do I close? The timings. What's the right time to close? And then what do I say? What are the right choice of words that we are going to mention during the closing? So these are the 3 main topics. I can see, you have to forgive me for a moment. I can see people that are not joining. I don't know what is happening, but it's okay. We'll continue. Who is this for? This is for anyone who has an amazing product or service, but struggles to sell it. Then I'm looking at entrepreneurs or professionals who have a strong desire to overcome their fear of sales. Then people who are already selling but are desperate to step up their sales game, and anyone who has a strong interest in the sales topic. So if you can identify yourself in one of these categories, then you are in the right place. And to make the most of this webinar, I would suggest, of course, if you feel comfortable with it, is to have your camera on so I can see you, I can see your reactions, and it will be a better connecting experience. Again, it's not a must, but it can help. Then it's gonna be really interactive. The way it is designed, as you saw from the beginning, is that I want you to answer. I want this chat to be on fire because then you will not fall asleep, and perhaps it's gonna have more impact into your learning experience. And next, have a notebook and pen to take notes. Again, when you want to learn something, as human beings, we tend to forget everything. So if you find some points that are going to be very important for you, you can write them down and you can use them throughout your sales career. And still, I would love you to stay till the end, not only because of the learnings, but as well because I have a gift for whoever remains till the end, and as well, I have an offer for you. So the reason why I'm doing this webinar is because I want to let people know I exist as a sales trainer. So it's a marketing tool, and this will give you an opportunity to get a vibe of me and how I work. And there will be an opportunity to continue working together should you wish to. And I have a juicy and crazy offer at the end. So if you are interested in it, you can stay. Now, let's go back to the topic of closing. I would like you to answer from the chat what is meaning closing to you? What does it mean? Please write it in the chat. Write what does it mean for you? Okay. Waiting. What does it mean closing? Okay. Let me see. Making a sale. To be having a successful sale. Yes. Please continue. Client makes a commitment exactly to purchase something. There should be a commitment. Register again. Cash, cash, cash. Yes. Then let me see. I can see people answering. Getting the sale done and complete. Completing, yes. Completing the communication process that leads to a transaction. Yes. Transaction, that's the key word. A successful sale and money as exchanged hand. Yes, Peter. Happiness, joy, deal done. Obviously, when the deal is done, there is a lot of happiness. Closing means making a sale. Yes, money in the bank. I like it. Completing a sale for cash and exchange it with the product. Yes, we are on track. Closing means having the satisfaction of adding value to someone via product or service. Excellent. That's what generates the closing of a sale. It's opening up a new business relationship with a client. Yes, Bernard. Fantastic. So, let me continue. Sham, can you check whether it is recording? Because I clicked the record button, but I'm not sure if it is recording.
Yeah, it shows on my end it's recording.
Huh?
Recording.
It is recording. Okay.
I can see the icon.
Convincing a client and then purchasing. Yes. So we are on track. We have understood exactly what is closing. It's when the customer says yes to your offer and there is a transaction. It's not a vanity sale. It's not just somebody promising to buy something. There is money, there is commitment. And why is it important? And some of you mentioned that earlier. So let me give you also the reasons, which are some of them, they are already included here. So we have the sale is real. It is happening. Closing the sale, it validates your work. It is a measure of your work. Then you can only get paid if there is a transaction. Either you are a business person or a salesperson who earns money only from commission, or if you are part of a bigger company, you still, of course, you get a salary. However, where is that money coming from? only from the sales you generate. So it's really important. You have done your work. Sham, you said it right. You are offering value to your clients. And then, as Bernard mentioned, you have also expanded or reinforced your customer base. So these are the reasons I have identified. And why is it important right now? Because it is a lifetime skill like sales. And it is like planting a tree. When is the best time to plant a tree? Was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So regarding closing, it is like the sooner you learn, the sooner you can make a difference in your business and in your life. So we live in a very competitive era. Your competitor is not only next door or in your neighborhood, but it is one click away from you. So when you close a sale, you have the opportunity for you to offer your product or service to a client. You have the opportunity to stand out from the crowd, hence customers will look for you. But if you don't close that sale just because you are afraid or because you don't want to look pushy or because you don't know how to do it, my friend, there won't be more business coming. So that skill is super important to learn if you want to survive in the business world. Why me? Who am I to talk about sales to you? So I'll give you a bit of a background about myself so that at least for those who don't know me, you can do that. Well, I am a scientist by background. I have done a master in industrial chemistry and I've done a PhD in food science. So what happened is that after I worked in the food industry, I didn't like the job. I didn't want to put time and effort to make processed foods. So one of my first boss in the food industry told me I would be really good at sales. And that idea hit in my mind. But I couldn't find any job in sales because I had zero experience. Till I was recruited by a direct sales company which was selling products that could help improving the lifestyle of people. It was all about health and wellness. So that concept was very good. I was trained and I moved from UK where I did my studies and my work, and I came to Africa. And you might wonder what was that product that made me learn sales. Well, I was selling saucepans. I was the queen of saucepans. And if you are in Kenya, I was the sufuria lady. Sufuria is the word of saucepans in Kenya. So what does it mean? Yes. Oh, by the way, don't call this product saucepans because I'm talking about the Ferrari of the kitchen. All right. So this product was helping people cooking in a very healthy way. I'm not gonna do the pitch for it, but what I want to tell you is I didn't know how to sell a pen. I didn't know how to sell anything, but because of my determination, work ethic, I was really wanting to become very good at it and excellent. Over time, from knowing anything about sales, I became a top distributor, not only in Africa, but also in Middle East and Europe. And because of my work determination, eventually I became the CEO of my own company. I ran my office for 4 years in Nairobi, and this is one of the events we were running before COVID, where we invited customers to come and spend some time with us. We had to repeat twice the event because there were too many people and the space wasn't too big. So why am I saying so? Is because all what I'm gonna share with you today and anytime you want to deal with me is coming from experience. It's not coming from books or from certificates. It's my work. I found this funny. Last year, when I was marketing another webinar, I put it in a platform of my customer, and he said, I can confirm Caminiti is good in sales. She sold me cooking pots for 800,000, which is approximately $7,000, and I happily paid. This cannot be done by just anyone. Again, this is not to brag, but just to tell you, if you want to learn sales, perhaps you're talking to the right person. And then on top of selling, I love teaching. I have such a big passion for teaching. And this is one of the class I ran for a sales team in one company in Kenya. And these are other trainings that we're doing. So which better combination can you get to learn more about sales? So enough about me. Now let's move into our topic. Today, we are going to talk about 3 aspects that are going to improve closing. How do we feel? So the emotional aspect. When is the right time to close? And then what is the right choice of words? If you are ready, write in the chat, ready. So I can see you are with me.
Ready.
Ready. Yes, Susan, I like to hear your voice. Yes, I want to see that. Yes, ready, ready. I can see everyone. Go, 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 go. I can see there are 40 people. Oh, Sham, you were born ready. Fantastic. Okay. Look, you're ready. Great. Frida. Now, before digging into the topic of closing, closing is part of sales. So I want to give you an overview about sales and mainly about my experience on it and my opinion on it. Selling, I see it as if it's a hike. I don't know if there is anyone who loves hiking in this room. I do like hiking. I don't do it as often as I wish, but it is lovely. So when you hike, possibly you want to reach the peak of a mountain if it is a big hike. So you want to move from point A to point B. In this case, the peak of the mountain corresponds to the numbers, to your target, to how many clients you want to get, how much money you want to make. And to get there, obviously, you need your legs. Without your legs, you can't go there, unfortunately. And to me, the legs correspond to the product or the service that you are offering. But on top of the legs, what else do you think you need for you to successfully reach the top of the mountain? Please write it in the chat. Write in the chat. Oh. Oh my God, I don't know what is happening. People are asking me, so what do you need? Determination, yes. Determination, mindset, yes. Mindset, continue. What do you need? What do you need? Support structure, Jennifer, yes. What else? I want to hear more. You need water. The basics, yes.
I said
Nancy,
nourishment.
nourishment, a strong heart, determination, strategy, nourishment. I love that. Positive attitude. Yes, look, need mountain climbing skills, determination, grit, tools, commitment, and persistency. Yes, Peter, continue. So all these are very important. The grit, fitness, and enough gas within your lungs. Yes, the will to win. Focus, the will to succeed. Yes, I love all this. Thank you. Now, I put it in a very simple way in this presentation. And yes, persistence. Next, let me do the next slide. All right. I put it, as I said, in a very basic way. You need the right vibe, which means the right frame of mind, positive attitude, having the determination, all these aspects, the positive energy, the enthusiasm. And then you also need the skills, because you might be going, but you don't know how to pace your steps. You don't know what is the right track to use, etc., etc. So for me, based on my experience, there are three pillars that make selling impactful and sustainable. The first thing is the belief, because if you don't believe in what you do and you do selling only for money, I'm sorry, but this is gonna be a very excruciating journey, very hard to do that. You need to really believe and love what you do, have that passion, and believe that it's gonna offer a solution for your clients. Without that, if you want me to be your sales trainer, unfortunately, I can't do that. Number two is joy. You need to enjoy the journey. Most of the times, we are so pressurized about targets and numbers that we focus only on that, but then on the way we are tired, we are sad, we are depressed, we are frustrated. And of course, it's part of the journey, but it doesn't have to be all like that. So how can we make selling more joyful? And the last is one of my values, which is authenticity. Why is this important? Because people buy from people they like and they trust, isn't it? If I'm gonna show up as a fake person, my clients will feel it. And they will not want to buy from me. They better not like me, but I still be real rather than being fake. And I see in the personal development industry, there are a lot of people who are talking, but not executing what they are talking about. And I'm not saying I am perfect, because the beautiful thing about teaching is I can always keep on learning so that I can apply what I teach. So these are the three pillars. And then, as Lucy and other people mentioned, we need the right tools. You cannot go hiking with a skateboard or with a windsurf, right? You need the boots, you need the sticks. Obviously, you need the water, like Drake mentioned, and all these type of things. What I see as tools in sales, they are the skills. And I have, from my experience, I've identified 10 particular skills that I put together in what I call the wheel of sales. Are you ready? Just watch this. Wow, just say wow. The wheel of sales is an idea I came up with a while ago. And sorry, I can't see it because, right? So these different skills depend on the industry you are in, but in general, they are valid in any sales process. So we are looking at prospecting, pitching, relationship building, asking questions, product knowledge, presentation, closing, objection handling, following up, and referral and reselling. Does it make sense? Although I believe there are more, but these are the main ones. So what we are going to do today, we are going to look only at some aspects of the closing. But I just want you to know, for you to get on top of that mountain, it's important you evaluate all of the skills you have, apart from your mindset. That is the foundation. Okay, so let's dig again into the closing. As I check in the chat, thank you, Nancy, for your support saying, wow. So we said closing is when there is a transaction. Money is coming in, and we want this to be as effortlessly as possible. We want this process to flow like this river. Now, the first aspect of closing is how do we feel? What's the emotion? And some people may feel okay, bold and happy. Some people, they can feel scared, afraid. And I know, I've been witness of those salespeople that don't even blink when they have to ask for the money. And I've always admired them because I've always been part of the second category till I've changed my mindset. So I would like to know how do you feel when you have to close the deal? I want to hear from you on the chat. It's enjoyable for Nixon. Yes, I like it. Next. How do you feel? How do you feel? Nervous? A feeling of contentment, cools off, apprehensive, awkward, satisfaction. Yes, I like, there is a mix of both. No. Stressed, I have to choose my words carefully. Yes, Nancy, I'm gonna help you with that. Unsure. Jennifer, what are you unsure about? Maybe you can write it down. Not sure how much to push. Yes. Oh, il professore... Okay, he's muting himself. Charles, you are not sure how much to push. Okay. Now, here it is. Somebody else has written. Excited. I like this, Nixon. I like that. So this means, Nixon, that most likely you went through what I'm going to through in this session about the emotions. So well done. Otherwise, if you were born like this, is even better. I have identified the 3 most common fears that can hinder a salesperson to close with confidence. One of them is fear of judgment. Am I too pushy? Am I too salesy? This is what was going through my mind when I start selling. Is there anyone who fear the fact of being maybe too pushy or salesy? Maybe you would put 1. Okay, Jennifer, I can see that. So if fear of judgment is one which is coming to you when you're closing, please put in the chat 1. Neha, thanks for being honest. 1, Frida. Am I doing too much? Am I saying too much? What are they gonna think of me? Kathy, Lucy, Sabrina. Okay. Now, the next one is this. Very common in sales. Fear of rejection. They're gonna say no to me. Please put it down. Who has ever felt rejection, the fear of rejection? Put number 2 in the chat. Lucy, Susan, are they gonna say no to me? Frida, Ruth. It's terrible when somebody says, wow, number 1 and number 2. Yes. It can be a mix of many, but it's good to identify them. Okay. What if they say no? Rejection is the worst. Day over. No, Jennifer, it's not day over. You continue till you get a yes. But we want to do it in a strategic way. Okay. The next one is the fear of failure. Am I gonna be good enough? Will they? Yes, that's it. Am I gonna be good enough? Yes. So Davide, number 3, anybody who has ever felt or feels fear of failure? Nema, Kati, okay. Lucy, Charles, Frida, okay. Nixon, Lucia, Lucia or Lucia? Peter, Sabrina, okay. Thank you for sharing. So I'm gonna give you a solution. Not the whole solution, but at least some thought-provoking questions. Ruth, you know what I'm talking about? So that you can overcome those fears. Because in general, to overcome a fear, you need to, first of all, look at it. Fears are like vampires. They are afraid of the light. So if you already have identified 1, 2, or 3 fears that are preventing you to close with confidence the sales, is step number 1. And step number 2 is about changing your thinking. How can you change your thinking? I'm gonna give you some hints and some help by you answering these questions. So if fear of judgment was the one that was bothering you, then the question you want to answer is, what are they going to miss out if I don't invite them to buy? What does it mean? It means that you will leave them with an unsolved problem. Just because you are afraid about yourself, what people will think of you. You are gonna let them miss out a positive experience because you're afraid of what they think of you. You will not add more value to their life through your product or service. Again, because you are putting yourself first instead of thinking about the client. Are we together? Is this helping you? Put your thumbs up if that helps. Next, rejection. Rejection. Thanks, Nixon. We can take, if you, in case you wanted to have a question, we can, we will have a Q&A session at the end. What can I refine in my sales process? What does it mean? We mostly take rejection as personal, but the truth is that it's not against you. I'll give you an example. It might be that you are targeting the wrong people. Let's do an example. You are selling baby bottles, and you are trying to sell baby bottles to me. My friend, I don't have children. I don't have grandchildren. I don't have nephews. I don't have children in my family. So you better enjoy my presence, because after I die, there won't be anybody like me from my blood. So the point here is you are not selling to the right person. Do you know your prospects? Another thing is about timing. You might be talking to someone, they are saying no to you, but it's not because they don't want to get it, but perhaps the time is not right. I remember I was doing a demonstration on February. It was 2017. This person, they wanted to buy, but they say not now, blah, blah, blah. I need to look for money, blah, blah, blah. So I was able to follow up. In December of the same year, the customer bought. So if I hadn't followed up, I would have lost the sale. But I knew that was a good prospect. So I was just patient to wait for the right timing. And number 3, you might be not having the right approach. You might be more too aggressive. You need to know your customers so that you know what is the right approach to give them. Okay, so this is gonna give you some insights for you to understand when you receive a no, you got to think whether you are doing the right thing or not. Thumbs up if that's okay. Okay, let me see the chat. Okay, perfect. I can see Teresa. I know this is from the first one. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up. If we are together, I cannot see all of you, but at least we are perfect. Thank you, Nixon. Should you follow up the number? What do you mean? Should you follow up the no? That's a good question, Susan. It depends from your research. Is that a real prospect or are you talking to random people? You see, what you mentioned at the beginning, Susan, you said it looks like I'm talking to a stone. But which type of stone are you talking to? Is it a carbon stone? It is a precious stone? Because if it is just sand from the beach and it won't lead you to anything, of course you don't follow up. In fact, you shouldn't even have talked to the person from the beginning. But if you are looking at a diamond that just needs to be refined, then it's worth following up. Next is failure. What makes me attach my value to the customer's response? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Why are you attaching somebody not buying your product to your value? No. Your self-worth, it is independent from the answer of a client who is not buying your product or service. So, to define your value, you are unique. We are all unique. We have our knowledge, we have our experience. Those factors make us unique. If somebody says no, it doesn't mean you are a failure. And it is a cliche, but success, whatever means to you, comes from failing. It is just a matter that in our society we give such a bad meaning. We attach a bad meaning to failure. But the truth is that you can't fail if you don't try. If you don't try, it means you don't have the courage. It means you have done nothing. So you should always say to yourself, well done, that I have done what I have done. And you continue and you move on from the lessons till you get to the success you want. Okay? I hope that is helping. How good it is. Write on the chat a number between 1 and 10. So far, how good is this class? Please write it in the chat. How it's helping you. Excellent, helpful. 9, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 8. Thank you. 10, 10, 8. Okay. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you. 3. Drake, I hope I can do better after. Let me just continue. 8. And then you will tell me after we can have a chat so that you can tell me more. Okay. Next, we can continue with this. So, in fact, we haven't finished. What we are looking at providing value to the customer. So you need to know your value, which means both the value of who you are and the value of the product you are selling. Number 2 is when do I close? When is the right time to close? Maybe you can write it in the chat. You are having your presentation and you need to close the sale. I don't know if that is a bit difficult question. And I want to attach this to a story. Immediately. Okay, Peter. Immediately when? I'd like to share this story with you. It was a few months ago that I was looking at my WhatsApp, and I saw there was a training that was interesting me a lot. I mean, not a lot, but there were some keywords that was capturing my attention. So what I did, there was a telephone number there, and I wrote to that number. Once I wrote to that number, I received a link to join a group without any conversation. So when I joined that group on WhatsApp, I could see that there was a lot of information there. Definitely, I got what I was looking for, meaning in terms of what they were doing, but I wasn't sure whether that training was relevant to me, to my career, to what I wanted to do. So I let it be. 1 month later, the same person sends me a message 28 days later, and they ask me, do you prefer to join the physical or the online training? And I'm like, listen, I'm not sure if that is relevant for me. And then they told me, okay, tell me more about what can be relevant to you, something like that. So I wrote a sentence, and the answer was, yes, would you like to register now? I tell you, I was so pissed off because I wasn't able to be listened. I felt like a number. These people, they just wanted to fill up their training, but without really understanding what I wanted. So I felt those questions were really very good closing questions, but I was, how to say, they weren't at the right time. So Peter, when you said it immediately, let me see who else read. When the buyer is ready, let me just say, there was Peter who said immediately. It's immediately after what? And what's the name? Drake is saying it when the buyer is ready or in need. And of course, it's on you to understand when that is the right time. Understand the customer's need, match need to my solution, and close. Yes, you start closing from the beginning as you walk in the room. Yes, Lauren. So let me give you my answer. And this answer, actually, I got trained in one of my first sales training in 2015. This idea stuck in my head, and yes, I'm sharing with you. And Peter, now, yes, immediately after the conversation. Yes. So probably we are saying the same thing, but in a different way. Let's see whether you can get some extra insights. Some people say we have to close at the end of a presentation. Yes, so you had all your conversation with your client, and then you say, all right, how are we going to go ahead with it? Let's say as an example. And the training I received, again, it is just packaged in a different way from probably what you are doing. But let me give you my insights. It's about closing throughout the presentation or the demonstration or the conversation with your client. And how do we do that? Just know that when a client, yes, Nixon, you need to start closing immediately. Sorry, I'm distracted by the thing. So let me read them and then I continue. You need to start closing immediately when the customer begins to give his attention. Excellent. Yes, it depends on which product or service you are selling. Nancy, close after listening to the needs of the client. Yes. So when we start a conversation with anyone, there is always resistance about you trying to sell them something. We are also the same. We resist because as human beings, we don't like to be sold, but we all like to buy. So job as salespeople is to decrease that resistance from the minute one, from the moment we meet the client. We need to find out the hot buttons, which are the needs, the desires of the customer, and keep on pressing on them throughout the conversation. So, how do we do that? What do we say to keep on pressing and closing throughout the presentation? So, you know this very well. Selling is not telling. Selling is the art of asking questions. And eat a banana. Basically, you ask a question and shut up, because it's important to listen to what the client has to say. And because here we have a lot of salespeople, you know that. I don't need to go too much into details, but we have close-ended questions, open-ended questions. They lead to different types of answers. And throughout the presentation, we want to ask all those types of questions for different purposes. But before even the presentation or meeting the client, the question you need to ask yourself is, who is the client? You need to do your own research, because in that way you can connect better with the client, have an idea of the hot buttons you need to press throughout the presentation. So if a client, of course, is a corporate, you can Google, you can find it on their social media. If it is a person, again, social media is the way. But if you have been referred to that person, don't hesitate to ask the person who referred them to you to tell you more about them. Why did they refer them to you? So this is the pre-work, which takes time, but I tell you it is worth it. Then, the first few questions you ask throughout the demonstration, they are to discover about your clients. You want to find out, as people wrote in the chat, what are the challenges, what are the preferences, what are the problems they are trying to solve, because as salespeople, we want to provide a solution. Number two, we want to ask confirming questions. We want the customer to confirm that the solution you have for them is the right solution. We are going to do some examples of questions in a moment. Number three is the close, the real question, so that the transaction can happen. And then another thing that I recommend very much throughout the presentation is to making reinforcing questions, which means giving the customer the opportunity to sell themselves the product. So you reduce the chance of buyer's remorse. I'm going to give you a few examples of questions that you can ask and you can apply already immediately in your tomorrow's meetings, if you are. So we forget about the research one, which is a pre-work. And for discovering, you may ask questions like, which challenges are you facing at the moment regarding the particular topic? What are your preferences? Let's say if you are looking for a house, you ask, do you want this house to be more on the seaside or on the countryside? Because the customer is looking for a house for holiday. I'm just doing stupid examples. How do you normally deal with saving your money if you are selling some insurance, for example? So what I want you to do now is to write a question that you can start using tomorrow, and I'm sure you already do that. It's just to bring more awareness for you to then be consciously asking that question in your next presentations. So I want you to have a minute to think and write a discovery question you can ask to your client. Ciao professore, grazie. How do I know the client is selling the product to themselves? I'm gonna explain to you better once we do the confirming questions test. So let me see what I'm missing here. So as you write in the chat, which discovery questions you can ask. Okay. What does it mean, Makori, Bernard? I don't know Kiswahili. What challenge are you facing in operations of your Matatu vehicle? Okay, Charles. What are your preferences in what, Peter? Be more specific. The more specific, the better. How do you handle downtimes for your website, Drake? Very nice. Keep on writing. Okay. Why would you sorry, I got lost. Why would you like to learn Chinese? What is the area of your life that you feel most challenged in? How do you source resources for research? Susan, what are your fears when it comes to makeup, Tess? Okay, fantastic. So what is your greatest challenge during your products? Yes, Frida. Plan you to build your dream house, Rose. I'm planning by saving. What are your preferences? Is it saving for business, investment, or education? Yes, Peter. To HR, how do you keep your employees happy and motivated? Are you so out rotten vegetables? Why do you need to move from your current home? I like that one. What are your expectations? How do you handle difficult clients? Is that a question for me? What is your best moito? I can't pronounce the word, Nancy. What is an alternative product apart from? Okay. So I hope this is helping you. If you are ready to move to question number 2 about what was the next one? And why is it the best for you? Yes. So now if we are ready to move to the next one, plus write in the chat confirm. Write in the chat confirm. So we are gonna answer Tess and anybody else which type of confirming questions we can ask the client. What is your current storage situation at home? Yes, Jess. Write confirm in the chat. So I know I can move on. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Ruth. Confirm, Susan, Lucia. Now I'm calling you in Italian. Tess, Lucy, Jennifer. All right. Next is we want the customer to confirm that our solution is the right one for them. So one question you can ask is, can you see how this natural ingredients makeup is gonna help you with your acne? It just came out of my mind. Do you believe that this investment plan is gonna give you the return you are looking for within 10 years so you can educate your child and have peace of mind? Another answer. How important would that be for you? That's another question that you can ask after they say yes. So let me see if I can get inspired from the chat. Do you believe that somebody was selling Tupperware? Do you believe that having this type of plastic is gonna help you not buying containers again for a long time and you're gonna save money. Yes. And how important would that be for you to save money in the long run? Is it clear? So, now it's your turn. Write down a question so that the client confirms the benefit of your product or service. Think of a question you can ask your client. Can you see that this new 5-bedroom house in this location will suit your growing family needs? Yes, I can see that, Lucy. I'll give you some time to think and type. Please type. Do you believe healthy living is a choice or a need in your family? It's both. Can you see how giving a check... Aspetta. Now it's going fast. Can you see how giving a check of product financing can improve your staff retention because they will be happy? Yeah, I can see that, Jennifer. Drake, can you see how buying the L380 server can help you improve your website security? Yeah, I can see that because you have explained earlier. Lauren, how important will it be for your family to eat healthy? Oh my God, Lauren, that's very important. Let me continue here. Okay, what other benefits you think the packaging of this product will be a plus to you? Nixon. Frida. Sorry, this thing goes far. How important would it be for you to reduce your market runs and save money? Hey, very important. Nancy, what benefits does your current face cream you're using provide? It's quite okay. It's quite hydrating. Yes, and it's cheap. I'm just joking. Charles, have you seen how running is bringing value to your organization and personal life? Yes, I can see that. Peter, how much do you think you can spend to bring up a doctor or an engineer in your family? Yeah. That one is a discovery question, Peter, more than a confirming. Or maybe it will eventually give you, of course, an idea on how much they can spend. Jess, can you see how by this purchase you get to save money and time in the long term? And Jess, let me give you another tip. Instead of saying purchase, which, and that if it feels right to you, you can choose the word investment, because with purchase, there is still a feeling I am giving out money. But if you mention the word investment, then it means that there is a return. But yes, I can see that. Can you see how this 10-year savings plan will help your retirement? I can see that. Nancy, you're laughing. I don't know why. Maybe I said something. Lucia, where do you need to improve in our service? I think here, there. Can you see any social value attached to our product? I can see that. Nancy, do you see how this range of fridge containers will utilize... Aspetta, I lost you. I hope all these examples are helping for you to become creative, because that's what I want. So there was the range of the fridge. Where is the range of the fridge? I lost that. How important will it be to you to be able to speak Mandarin and be in a position to order from your supplier in China? Oh my God, this is gonna be really important, Mary. Well, not. Okay. Do you see how this range of containers will utilize your fridge space better and save you from buying a bigger one? Yes. Can you see how getting support in this area of life work will help you to move forward with less stress and struggle and more focus and energy? Yes. Tina, how do you see your lifestyle after retirement with this kind of investment? I feel I will be having a very nice lifestyle, Tina. How important to you to look so beautiful in this linen dress while being so comfortable in it? It's the best I can get, being comfortable and beautiful. Okay. Excellent. Well done. I think all of you need an applause because you have done an amazing job. We move on. We move on. Time is going. And we go for the closing questions, the one for the money happening. So again, I give you only 3 examples. It doesn't mean these are the only 3, but they're examples you can use for your everyday sales. How many would you like in case you are selling products? Instead of saying, so do you want to buy? You don't say, so how many would you like? And I remember when we were selling the cookware, one cheeky question when we were writing the order form, it was, so how many sets do you want? And they were, of course, only one, you. So at least they confirmed they want one. Another question is the alternative clause, which means you give 2 options. Do you prefer cash or card payment? Like, do you prefer online and physical training? Do you prefer to focus on education or in retirement? All these kind of things. Another question you can say as you discuss, because you need to write an order or something, then you say, how do you spell your name? Which means it implies you writing an order. Okay, so again, please write for me a closing question. Close me now. Close me now. There is somebody who wrote earlier. Let me see in the chat. Where would you like the items to be delivered? Yes. There was somebody earlier. Don't you think it's worth paying fees for your child early in advance rather than waiting till the 11th hour? Yes, I think it is. So how many employees are we talking about? Closing. Where should we deliver? Okay. When would you want the cake delivered? When is the best time for you to come for your session? Okay. Continue, continue. Which mode of delivery will you prefer? Are you interested in after-sale service? Where do you stay? I like that. When is the date of the event? That one, I don't know if it is a closing test because did they tell you that they are gonna accept you to put makeup for the event? Maybe you would like to ask them how many people would need the makeup? How many people should I book in? That's my thinking, but we can discuss further that. What color do you prefer? Yes. When do you need your product to be ready? On which dates shall we... Aspetta, I'm going up. On which dates shall we be expecting you? When do you want to start? Is it easier for you to pay on PayPal or do you prefer a check? Yes, Tina. If you'd like to pay by M-Pesa, this is my number. You may pay cash too. So would you like me to pack the dresses for you? So, Sugji, instead of saying all this, you can be simple and say, do you prefer M-Pesa or cash? End of the story. Then that implies the packing of the dresses. You can ask about the packing of the dresses later. That's my thinking. What package of this face cream would you prefer? Okay, let me just go up. We have it both in grams and in liters. Okay, Nixon, what type of scent do you like the most? Maybe you can give them two options, otherwise it is too general to help them in the choice. Or you can say, so shall we go for the floral or for the sandal? Because otherwise it's really general. Nixon, that question would be more a discovery question rather than a closing question, in my opinion. Aspetta. What is the baptismal name of the child? Yes. Susan, how do you want to pay for... Oh, sorry. I have to go back to the chat. How do you want to pay for the subscription, monthly or one payment per year? Yes. Kindly share your tax PIN for compliance. Yes, Charles. Spot on. Where are we? Sorry, I'm getting lost. What's your surname? Yes, it's very simple and working. How would you prefer to make your payments? Give them two options, cash or credit. What time would you like me to be at the venue? Yes, that is more our closing question. How do you spell your middle name? Yes. Do you prefer the morning or evening classes? Yes. So, fantastic. You're doing a very good job. Let's move on the last one, and then we can wrap up. Remember, if you stay till the end, there is a gift for you. So we move forward. Reinforcing the last questions. The last thing you want is you believe you made a sale. You are so happy. They promised you they pay, but then the day after they call you and say, listen, actually, I thought about it and I'm not ready. I don't want it anymore. Oh my God, there was a lady, I was happy because I sold a set which was approximately $7,000. The day after, they had to do the transaction. And then I received a message the day after in the morning, and they told me my angels told me that I shouldn't do that. God, I was so disappointed. But how can we do? How can we minimize that risk? It's by asking reinforcing questions. They have decided to buy. Now you are not there celebrating, or inside the yes you are celebrating, but you want to ask an extra question, which is, what made you decide to go ahead with this product? What made you go ahead with this choice? What are the 3 main reasons why you chose this? How is this package going to help you achieving your goal? So obviously it depends on the caliber of the sale. The bigger the amount of money involved, the more you want to do this, because you can lose $10, $20. People wouldn't want to perhaps refrain from a sale like this, but if it is a much bigger amount of money, then it's really important that you seal the deal. So ready to write a reinforcing question in the chat. Who can you choose as a guardian of the child? Okay, that depends on the business. I need to understand better, but if that works for you, Peter, that's fine. I'm waiting for you. Reinforcing questions. Avoiding buyer's remorse. Please explain when you ask this question. Jennifer, the customer has, they have confirmed they want to buy. So, what do you sell? Maybe I can give you more examples. And they have chosen to buy from you, so then you ask, oh, excellent. Like what Sham said. Great choice. Excellent choice. May I ask you, what made you decide to make this choice? What are the three main reasons why you made this choice? What made you decide to go ahead with this service? And how is this solution going to help you achieving the goal? All that information you have gathered in your research are in your discovery questions. That's why it's important to ask questions and listen and gather information as if you are a laptop and you know everything. I hope that helps. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Deal? Okay, Catherine, how is that reinforcing though? That's more of a closing, but it's not reinforcing because you can meet them tomorrow, you can go to the appointment place and they don't show up. You want them to show up. Is there anything that I need to clarify before I leave? I like that, Tina. How comfortable are you with our products? Is this, I would say, Nixon seems more of a after sale question or going to a customers to get feedback rather than reinforcing the sale. How comfortable? Yeah, I don't see it as a reinforcing question, in my opinion. But we are happy. I'm happy to debate it. Would you like to share why you wish to withdraw the commitment? No, Susan, you don't need to ask. Okay, that one, of course, if they withdraw the commitment, you ask the reason. But you want to ask them why they go ahead and work with you. Would you like to share why did you choose to work with me? So it should be on a positive note. But if they say no, if they withdraw, then of course you need to ask. It's part of improving for the next time. Let's see. Where are we? Do you think this container will fit your products? Yeah. And why? Why? Instead, here, this one, they can say yes, and that is a confirming question. So then after they say yes, then you can say, they have chosen your product. You say, why do you think this container is the best one for your particular product? What did you choose this over the other one? Kathy, I hope that makes sense. What made you interested in this work in the first place? Why did you prioritize it? Yes. Which national school would you like your child join? Okay. And that one, again, I would say it's more of a discovery question than a reinforcing. I don't know, Peter, what you are selling, so probably that requires a further conversation. How do you plan? Where are we? How do you plan to install the? Sorry. Let me make it big. Hallelujah. Sorry. How there was Drake's question. Drake. Sorry, I'm lost. Okay, how do you plan to install the server? Okay. And I would say that is closing question. although I don't know exactly what you are serving, you are selling, Drake, so I cannot judge on there. What are your main concerns that you got to this decision? Okay, and that's a good question. You probably want to make it more of the opportunities rather than the concerns, because the concerns are negative, and you want to discuss concerns at the beginning, and then with the confirming questions, you want them to confirm that the product offers a solution to those concerns. I hope that makes sense. Would you introduce our product to your friends? Okay, I like that because that shows how really keen they are in your product. I like that, Susan. For product financing to HR, the reinforcing question would be, do you think this solution will make your employees happier? Okay, yes. And or would be, what would be the reasons why your employees would be happier? So I would want to be more specific. So you want an open-ended question there, Jennifer. Does the quantity enough for your domestic consumption? Again, I don't know what you are selling, Nixon. I'm not sure if that is a reinforcing question. But we can have a chat if you have doubts. Thanks for purchasing my face cream, but out of curiosity, why do you prefer my product? Or what made you prefer my product? Why did you choose us? Yes, simple and easy. After the graduation of your girl or boy, would you like to go for further studies? Okay. Again, more discovery, I think. Great. I'm sure you are looking forward to reduce market runs. Do you think our solution creates sun in the industry? Yes. Confirming question. You see? So well done, well done. I'm very happy that you got something out of this. At least it made you think. And the best questions are the one you don't ask, but is the customer who asks you is, what are the payment options? When can you deliver? This type of questions. When can we start? So we want to be so good that by the end of your presentation, the customer is the one willing to get your products or services. Now, cheers to your next closing deal. I want all of you to write in the chat as we conclude this presentation. Please, I want to hear from you. Cheers, cheers, cheers. We have to celebrate all our sales, future sales that are coming. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
I like Priscilla, Alela. Yes.
Cheers.
So, cheers. Ching ching. The Chinese one. I like that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
I
Cheers.
like it. I like the
Cheers.
sound too.
Cheers.
Now, let me
Cheers.
continue. Let me continue. What did we learn? Let's sum it up. Somebody has the audio on. I'm not sure is that. Let me mute. Okay. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Next is, what did we learn? Let's have a summary of what we learned today. How to deal with closing emotionally and identify the fears and facing them. The fears we looked at were the judgment, the rejection, and the failure. The timings, when is the right time to close? And most likely we all do it in the same way. I just wanted to structure it in a way that throughout the demonstration, you want them to see that we are the solution provider. So it happens throughout the demonstration and not just at the end. And then we looked at which questions to ask to discover more about your customers' needs and desires, to confirm or to make the customer confirm that what you have for them is what they need. close and to reinforce, to remove or minimize the buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse, sorry. So which was the most valuable to you? Write it in the chat. Most valuable learning from today from you. Gia Joe, Mary. Ah, yes, that must be the Chinese cheese. Gia Joe. What about closing, Peter? We talked about closing the whole class. Number 2. What about number 2, Tess? Be specific. Yes, I can return to the previous screen. Okay. Selling is not telling, but it's asking the right questions. Yes. Reinforcing your sell. Yes, Nixon. Closing is the most aspect of making a sale. Drake, yes. The questions to ask. Lorraine, go for it now from the next time. Confirming questions and reinforcing. How to close. Attaching my value to the customer's response. Reinforcement questions. The specific elements of closing. How to overcome the fears. Realizing that what my actual fears are, articulating that, and confirming and reinforcement questions. Now you took a lot out of this. I'm happy. When do I close? The timing, specifically that throughout your presentation you should still be closing. Yes. The questions to ask. Aquilina. I like this name. Jennifer, where are we? Aspetta, aspetta. Aspetta means hold on in Italian. So today you have also learned an Italian word. My most valuable learning was to create a seamless flow from questions asked strategically to discover, confirm, and close. Excellent, Jennifer. Okay, so thank you for this. Now I have my offer for you. It's the time of my offer. So I would like to invite you to spend an extra 10, maximum 15 minutes to hear about what I have to you. And of course, if you stay till the end, you get a nice gift. But if you have to go, there is no problem. You can, if you found this webinar valuable, then you can write a review on the link my colleague is gonna send in the chat. And if you will stay, you can do it later. So what is my invitation to you? And we are gonna talk about food. So if you are hungry and you haven't had dinner, I promise you're gonna be hungry now. Today we prepared a tomato sauce. Let's pretend we had to cook a meal like lasagna. Who likes lasagna? This is the Sunday meal of Italians. And I told you would be hungry. And this, every time I was doing this presentation, I was very hungry looking at this lasagna. So to prepare this meal, you don't need only tomato sauce. Can we agree on that? You need many more ingredients. So apart from the tomato sauce, we need beef for the mincemeat. If you're vegetarian, I don't mean to offend anyone, it's just an example. We need the flour to make the dough for the lasagna. We need a cow who can provide us with milk, butter, cheese. And then we need somebody who can cook it. All right? So I want to do this analogy with the food. As salespeople, we are the cook. We want to prepare the best lasagna, meaning that it has to look nice, taste nice, smell nice, and that beautiful outcome is referred to the sale that we want to make, the going up to the mountain. Now, if we don't have the whole ingredients, or if we don't know the whole process, we might end up with this type of lasagna, uncooked, not finished, unprocessed. or it can be burnt. Who likes that? We don't want that. We want this lasagna. Like, if you agree with me, just write in the chat lasagna. Whatever you want to, you know how to spell it. I know it might not be easy, but that's what we want. So how can we achieve that? There was Brian Tracy who said the weakest skill that you have is what determines your level of income. And this sentence is the one that inspired me to create the Wheel of Cells. Do you agree that as per cooking, where we need ingredients and processes, also for cells, we need to have our right steps to achieve the final product, which is in this case the final objective, which is the cells. So if you agree with that, say I agree. Do you agree that if you can identify which are the weakest steps and your strengths, you can have a better map of where you are gonna go for you to achieve the results you want to get? So basically here we are looking at understanding what is the weakest link of the chain in the sales process. If you understand that, you can work on it. If you can work on it, you can improve on that. And I am a big advocate for leveraging skills. That one, 100%. But if we are salespeople, it's important to know where we need help with. It can be help where we achieve, that we can get externally, or it can be help that we learn and we apply. So what I have for you, the offer is very, very simple and juicy. I want to give you the opportunity to have a one-on-one with me, a session where we are gonna look at your wheel of cells. We are gonna look at which parts of the sales process you are good at and which one you need to work on. I'm gonna give you a workbook, which I have created with so much love and passion. And in this session, I'm gonna offer you a space and time so that you can get clarity on which steps you have to take to improve your results in sales. Normally, I would charge $140 for this, but for you that you stayed here, I'm gonna do it only for $22, which is only 2,900 shillings. And I'm gonna do this for the first 15 people that decide to take this offer. Don't you agree $22 is worth from the insights you're gonna get from a conversation with me? If you think so, why not starting? But you have to feel from your heart. I don't want to force you. I know I've talked about closing throughout all this presentation, but my goal here was you to see that there is an opportunity that you can identify either with me or by yourself, which are the steps you need to work on to improving your sales process. So the benefits of having this session will be that you will gain more clarity on where you need to work on in your sales journey. And I tell you, I've been many times in a position of confusion, not ability to make decisions, not having clarity. I hate that situation. It's really terrible. But when you are able to talk to somebody about what you do, then even one sentence can open a door for a big hope. You will be more strategic on your action plan. And then you will feel empowered about your work. You're doing the right thing. And for me, this is a big one. You will receive a personalized approach on your particular sales journey. You can have a group class, you can have listening to audios on YouTube, somebody who can help you, which is on a video. But having someone who is listening and who is asking questions for you to gain clarity, I think that is priceless. So if you like me to guide you in this journey and to get clarity of where you need to work on, after that, you can choose either to keep on working with me, you can choose to work with somebody else, or you can choose to do it alone. We can discuss that in the next session. So I'm ready to give you a hand for this, to become more skilled, to become more strategic, and more successful, whatever success means to you. So who is in? I'd like to know who is in. And if you are in, my colleague is gonna send the details. If you are in Kenya, you can use M-Pesa, or you can use a link for getting the session. If you want to invest with the card, it's only $22, 2,100 shillings, guys. Not even a good dinner is worth that. So if you are in, make sure that you take action now. And just think about what you're gonna gain from that. Now, my gift for the 39 people who remained in the chat. As you think, and Sham, I'm not looking at the chat, but I'm sure you are putting it. So my gift for you is that I have prepared a worksheet on the wheel of sales that you can look at, and you can use it at any stage in your life. So if you want it, you can DM me on LinkedIn, and then I will send it to you. This is the link. As well, I have created chat, I mean a WhatsApp group where we can discuss topics about sales. It wants to be a community where we educate each other in the topic of sales, we motivate each other. So if you want to join that one, there is no payment for that, then you can also join it. I know there are so many links which are gonna come up in the chat, but what to say, that's all for me. I'm ready to take questions, and yes, who is in? Who would like this session with me? Let me check the chat. Thank you, Tess. Looking forward. Thanks, Charles. Thank you for being here. Sam, you are writing here. The M-Pesa number is my number. Okay. Wow, I can see. Wow, I can see. Sold. Sabina, thank you. And you have a better offer. Okay, Neha, I'm taking it. Oh, wow. I haven't seen all this. Huh? I haven't seen all this. Win of sales. Okay, I'm in. That was quick. Okay, thank you for this session. Okay, Dr. Bettin, I didn't know you were here. I'm happy. Peter, you are in. Peter, you are in. Another Peter. Ruth, you are in. M-Pesa, I think, okay, Sham is sending. Wonderful offer. Check WhatsApp. I will check it. We love sales. It is in a hard book or it is digital? Charles, it is digital. Created digitally. So if you connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can WhatsApp me, it's the same M-Pesa, then I can send you. The work sheet. The workbook will go with the people who will want to take the session. The M-Pesa number, okay, M-Pesa test, thank you. I hope there will be next time. Okay, Catherine, thank you for being here. How long is the offer? First 15 people, Jennifer. chat with me on the side. We can talk. Just chat me on WhatsApp. Tina is in. Wow, Tina, thank you. Thank you. I'm happy. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna contact tomorrow the people who I'm gonna contact most of the people just as a follow-up, and of course the people who have paid, we are gonna start putting in our calendar the session. What I suggest is that you do first alone the self-assessment, and then we can discuss your results together. Okay, Reb, we can talk about it. Reb, please write me. Write me on either you reply to the email or you can WhatsApp me. Follow up and closing and expect rejection. Yes. I do expect rejection, Peter. It's part of the game. I said rejection is like you are selling and then you want to it's like swimming. You want to swim, which is selling, but you don't want to get wet. It's impossible. So thank you, Peter. I will, but otherwise, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you. I need to test what I've learned today. Drake, please let me know how it goes. Test and give us your feedback. And I hope the 3 moved at least to a 6 from the beginning. You see, you tested my confidence. You tested my fear of failure. You tested my fear of rejection. I want to be honest. Thank you, Drake. Thank you. And the next question is, what makes you say a 10? What are the reasons why you're saying 10? Because when you take an answer, you want to know the reason. Once you know the reason, you can understand better who are the people in front of you, and you can learn from them too. Let me stop sharing. Any other question? Wow. Finally, I'm seeing, because I was sharing the screen. Okay. Any other question for me? Any other insights? You want to ask something else? Any feedback? There is value and a process in closing a sale, and I have learned that today. Thank you, Daki. And you can repeat again in the chat, what do you do? Let me read. Thank you so much. I look out for more of your webinars, leaving a bit confident than I joined. Oh my God, I'm happy. Neha, Irene, mistress of sales, I love your energy. Okay, we can talk. Yes, we can talk. Neha, exchange is always good. I'm a psychologist and a corporate makeup artist. Tess, I know you. You are amazing. And yes, right, if somebody needs a makeup artist with also a psychologist in Nairobi, you need to talk to Tess. And if you join the WhatsApp group, maybe Sham, you can write again the WhatsApp group, then we will have a chance to network a little bit, because I kind of have a love for making people know each other so that we can offer the best services to each other. Thank you, Susan. I'm charming. Thank you. I'm a founder, digital marketer. Let me see. Where is Drake? And web developer working full-time at Century System. Thank you, Drake. Also, thank you, Bernard. So nice to have you. I'm so happy. I saw you wrote me something on WhatsApp. As soon as I finish the session, I am going to check all the messages. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, I want to tell you something. And again, it's part of my authenticity. There are days I am very communicative and I can send a message, I'm inspired, I create it, and it can be maybe for 2-3 days. And there are days where I'm not. I'm quiet, I am reflecting, I am doing my own life. So you will not get everyday messages or the consistency that it is required from social media, because I feel drained and my mental and physical health is more important. So I want to warn on that. And we are gonna co-create something together. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm so happy finally I shared this wheel of cells. I had this idea for so long. I've created it and we are gonna do it together. I'm happy. Thank you. Please write what you do. Let's use this platform for networking. As you finish the slots, how many slots are left, Sham?
5.
5 slots. We are gonna agree on a time. I know also this month I am a bit I have different commitments, but we'll find a time that suits both of us. Please continue writing what you do and use it as a networking. And if you don't have any more questions, then I have to let you go. It is almost 9 p.m. I don't know what time is it where you are. Thank you for an exciting session. Ruth, it was such a pleasure to have you. Okay, where are we? Thank you for the session, learned a lot. I like the fact that we as your audience were engaged. We are an institution that teaches Chinese. Fantastic. This is the language to learn. Gachoki, aspetta, SAP ERP Sales Executive. What does it mean, SAP ERP? I'm ignorant. You are lost, Susan. Don't be lost. We can have a chat. Don't be lost. You are never lost. We think we are lost, but we are not. Nancy, thank you. And thank you for your support. You are my #1 supporter, Nancy. I want to recognize you officially. Discovery Chinese Cultural Training Center. Thank you, Mary. Bernard, I'm a healthcare business development practitioner at AAR Healthcare. We have 29 outpatient centers across Kenya. Visit us for your healthcare needs. We preach health living through wellness checkups. We better do a checkup. Prevention is better than curing. Okay, I can see some networking. The usual Peter from Rock Industry. I know you, Peter, the usual, but you are not the usual for other people. Rock Industries, head of sales. Okay. The wheel of sales will find you. Okay, I hope I didn't miss any other messages. So thank you for the session. We are printing firm called Photos Zuri Limited. I know a diamond when I see one. Yes, Nancy. Bye for now and thank you for a fantastic presentation. I would love to hear your feedback about what happened. So I'm gonna follow up to know that you closed a cell because of the learning of today. Jennifer, this has been so insightful and an eye-opener to me. Journey. I will be sure to invite my team next time. Aspetta. Thank you, Irene. Oh, yeah, Spira. I know, Aspira. We offer product financing. You had the check of debt. Okay. If you find value, please, yes, you can write a review. We forgot about that, Sham, but it's okay. Anybody can write a review. You can join the WhatsApp group, and I look forward to having the sessions with you. Gachoki, I sell accounting solutions to help businesses manage inventory and enterprise resources planning. Okay. Thank you. Gachoki Maina. Tina, I think I know your face, but I don't remember where I saw you. Okay, so I think we can, you're welcome. You're very welcome. It was my pleasure. So if there is no more questions, remember, I don't have people, I don't have kids, so this blood will not be here for too long. So take advantage of this. Take advantage if you have anything. Otherwise, I have to leave you. It looks like you don't want to leave. Bernard, you are laughing. You're really laughing. Okay. So I would say I wish you a good night. And seismologic solutions for SAP and IRP. I'm gonna check it out. Thank you, McKenna. Thank you for staying till the end. Thank you for your support also. Okay. So good night, everyone. Thank you. Bye.